graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Don't be fucking shitty about it. Let me have this, okay? Don't be a dick. I have appendicitis.
I've been waiting 2 weeks for this. Let me have my moment.
I can't wait for the day where I can make you laugh as hard as you make yourself laugh.
Like, I went to go piss, and my urine just stopped.
That's a goddamn HIPAA violation, Steve. Fucking dick.
His wasn't his thing, and I said, I thought they were roommates. He goes, he's gay. Do you know what that means? And really,
that just means he likes what I like.
Alright, so we're gonna go get beer. Good, I need something to wash the ambien down with.
I play Skyrim because when an arrow hits me, it doesn't hurt. Yeah. Otherwise, I just go shoot motherfuckers with arrows. That's what video games are. They're worlds without consequence.
Don't be a stranger.
It's just a coincidence that you were talking about the Jack and Triumph show, and I'm here.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, the guy who makes all those unlistenable podcasts over at smodcast.com, and you're listening to the Two Strangers, One Podcast. This is podcasting.
You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes or on the Stitcher app for Android devices. Please visit twostrangersonepodcast.net. And now, here's Chris Cologne and Austin Tschudy.
Hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Austin.
After the long...
my road to recovery, which really for me ended like 2 days after the surgery, but they said, no, let's just wait and see, alright?
Like, you can't lift more than 10 pounds.
Hey, fuck you, I can.
How am I supposed to fucking take a piss then?
Well, you don't just pull it out on a string and then put your hands behind your back so you don't pee on them?
Superman style, huh?
Trick is, how do you get the dick back into the pants? That's the question.
That's why you can't lift more than 10 pounds. You have to have an assistant come.
There's an old assistant come. There's an old joke. I don't know how old it is. Guy goes to a fancy restaurant and notices all the waiters have a spoon in their pocket and a little string hanging out of their pants. They say, hey, what are those for? They say, hey, what's the spoon and the string for? He's like, well, the spoon is, we noticed a lot of people will drop their soup spoon and then ask us to get a new one. And it saves a lot of time not having to go back and forth between here and the kitchen if we just have a spoon ready to give them as a replacement. They say, all right, well, what about the little string hanging out of your pants? Well, that's another time saver there. We realize that, we spend a lot of time washing our hands in the bathroom, so we have a little string, we can pull it out and do our business that way and not get our hands dirty. We can come right back out and keep serving. The guy's like, all right, yeah, that's kind of cool. It's efficient. And then he's, mulling it over with his meal. He, drops his spoon. The guy gives him the spoon to eat, and he's like, hey, I was wondering, how do you guys get your dick back into your pants after you've taken the piss? He's like, well, don't tell the other guys, but I've been using the spoon. Recovery's been a lot like a dick spoon. I guess is the point I'm trying to make here.
Well, it's sort of like, it was just a normal day at work. You showed no signs
and then
when we were recording.
We were doing clearances.
And
as I was going around just looking at the machines, like, God, this is unbearable pain. And then went home and, cut a couple hours later I was in the hospital.
Most people that I know are like a fever or... Because you did throw up, right?
I purposefully threw up to try and relieve the stomach pain.
Oh, okay.
Which, the stomach pain was unbearable, but I can't just be like, my stomach hurts, I gotta go home. So, I spun that into, hey, I puked, I gotta leave. It did not help.
So the puking wasn't...
It was an intentional puke to try and figure out what's wrong with my stomach kind of puke. Those of you listening, this is gonna be gross. It's just...
Like a finger down your throat kind of a deal?
No, I can make myself puke.
He's gotta puke. Well, there's a documentary from the late 90s called Beyond the Mat. And they go behind the scenes, and there's a part where there's a wrestler named Draws, who was an ex-football player who ended up getting fucking paralyzed because he landed on his neck. But they show him back when he's auditioning for WWE, WWF, And Vince McMahon, he's in the office, and he's like, well, do you have any talents or something? And he goes, well, I could puke on demand. So Vince McMahon's eyes light up at the fucking idea of this. So he's like, all right, so I'm going to play the commentator, and, act like, you're going to throw it. It's like, he's going to puke! He's going to puke! So whenever I hear someone say they're going to puke, I think of Vince McMahon screaming, he's going to puke! He's going to puke!
Well,
so you could just like.
Well, not immediately. I
hope none of our listeners are.
This is a stupid little
stuff.
This is a stupid trick. I learned it from Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls. Because right at the start, he's climbing up a cliff. I don't know if you've seen the film, but for those listening, the film, it's a movie. It's not a film. So he's climbing up a cliff, and he sees that does happen too. But he sees this sees a nest with baby birds in it, and they're like chirping and chirping. He's like, "Oh, you guys are hungry," and he just kind of does this like, where he just belches a bunch of fucking times and then pukes up food into the baby birds' mouths. And just based from that, I really I can belch on command very powerfully. I'm undefeated in any kind of belching contest. People have decided, hey, well, let's see who can burp. It's me every time. So it's the same muscles if you're trying to intentionally puke and you're trying to burp. You crank
stop.
You crank it up to 11 if you're trying to puke. So I can do that and kind of
deep throat.
If I
relax the back of your throat like you usually do.
If I eat too much and there's more good stuff to eat, I can clear the tank if necessary. Not that I've ever done that specifically. I think that's half bulimia. It's like, he's just puking to stay thin. No, he's puking so you can eat more. So I can do that. So I tried doing that. It did not help. And then I went home. I went home. Just kind of suffered for a few hours, thinking it was bad gas, food poisoning, something fucking crazy, whatever. And it just wasn't getting better. I curled up into a ball, and I felt a lot better doing that. And then later on, I was just okay, let's see if I can, figure out what this is to try and figure out how to fix it. And turns out, if you have abdominal pain that starts near your belly button and kind of moves toward where where it turns out the appendix is, and if curling into a ball makes that feel a little better, you probably have appendicitis. So I went to the hospital and said, hey, I did a Google. I probably have appendicitis. And they're all like, okay, well, you really shouldn't trust Google for that sort of stuff. We'll check you out. And then it was appendicitis, blood work and a CAT scan. And then the RA or whatever, not RA, maybe?
RN?
RN, there it is. RAs are for camp, RN. The RN.
It's really weird. The RA came in. She got mad at me because I was having a beer pong party.
Right. Look, I might have appendicitis. Why don't you just cut me a fucking break, okay? Don't fucking tell the student board.
She's been on edge since Christmas. This kid's threw the Christmas tree out the window, man. She's...
I mean, I don't know how you get a fucking mattress on the roof, but we figure out how to get it off the roof.
Light
it on fire. So they're like, it's appendicitis, and the RN is like, I just like, see, I figure, but that's cool. And he's like, it's not cool that it's appendicitis. I'm like, well, it's cool that I was able to be like, hey, this might be appendicitis, come here and get it taken care of instead of just staying home and wondering what it was. He's like, you shouldn't really trust looking online and stuff like that. So I was like, why are you being shitty about this? It's fucking Google saved my life. And you're like, I'm sure people come in and it's like, hey, I think I might have cancer. Like, no, you've just been shot in the leg. And I'm sure they get, fucking 100 people come in every day saying, hey, I Googled this and I think it's this. But the one time I'm right, don't be fucking shitty about it. Let me have this, okay? Don't be a dick. I have appendicitis.
I have lupus. So, your Dr. House, it's never lupus.
Yeah. Except the one time it was lupus. That shit was crazy. You fucking bust into the operating room like, wait, it's lupus. Like, but you said it. I know what I said. This man has lupus.
He's gonna turn into a werewolf. Okay.
Well, do we just put this thing back in?
He's a lycanthrope.
That's not what. Is that what lupus is? I'm gonna go ahead freely admit right now I don't know what lupus is. But I'm pretty sure it's not the same as lycanthropy because there's already a word for that.
It's the disease.
That's my one thread for why lupus isn't lycanthropy. They're not the same word.
How awesome
and there's already a word for lycanthropy.
If a werewolf fucking killed Dr. House.
Dude,
It's not lupus.
So, wait, so you're saying it doesn't... Damn, dude.
I've been waiting 2 weeks for this. Let me have my moment.
I can't wait for the day where I can make you laugh as hard as you make yourself laugh. God damn.
Okay, so alright, so the guy was being shitty about you Googling.
Right. It's just, sure, I get that a lot of your workload day to day is people who think it's something serious and it's like fucking diarrhea.
Gas or something, yeah.
But fucking, if I didn't Google this and say, hey, maybe it's appendicitis, I would have suddenly felt better in the middle of the night. My appendix would have fucking burst. I would have gone septic in my sleep. So, like, maybe give Google credit where credit's due. This one time, Google let me know, hey, you should go to the hospital.
And that was actual results.
Right. So.
This Google Assistant's really fucking helpful.
Right. Google, what's wrong with me? Probably appendicitis, bro. I changed it to always call me bro and to say bro at the end of everything.
Make a left, bro.
It's a real fuck for their data mining. They're like, who the fuck is bro? Why does he always look for how to make things in Minecraft? So that was that was the start of my last 2 weeks.
So you got to sit at home, take painkillers, play video games.
And like
my dream life.
And like everything I said, I'm gonna get this done, I did not do. I didn't fucking, like, when I was in the recovery bed in the hospital, I read a little bit of Dark Tower, didn't fucking touch the book since then.
Oh, wow.
I did not watch any Rockies because they're not streaming on any of the services I have. I'm sorry for that.
Because you had just texted me out of the blue. Hey, did you know the Penguin was in Rocky?
Yeah, I was watching Drunk History, and Paget Brewster was doing something, and she's like, Eleanor Roosevelt is like Meredith Fielder? Lee Merriweather. Sorry, wrong Batman person.
Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, she's it's Burgess Meredith and Rocky, and I'm like, wait a second, wasn't Burgess Meredith the Penguin? And I just fucking paused it and Googled it. Oh shit, I gotta tell Chris. Because, hydrocodone's a hell of a drug.
He's also in that classic episode of The Twilight Zone.
Oh, but there was time now.
Yeah, there's time. I can finally read. And he steps on his glasses. You can still read, though.
Right, get good. Are you nearsighted? Put the book farther away.
And then he was also in Grumpy Old... I think he was in both movies, Grumpy and Grumpier Old Men, where he's the father of either Lennon? John Lennon? John Lennon. No, he's not John Lennon's dad.
You can get as correct or incorrect as you want. I'm not going to know if you're telling the truth or not.
The two guys from the original Odd Couple.
Alright. Charlie Sheen and... fucking... What's his name?
Well, there was John Lennon? John Lemon.
No, hold on.
Tom Lennon.
This is going to bug the shit out of me.
The guy from Reno 911 did a remake of The Odd Couple.
Who was the other brother on 2.5 Men? What the fuck is his name? John something.
The famous Teddy Z. That was another show he was on.
The guy from either 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink?
Yeah.
Fuck. What's his name?
John.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen and John, the original Odd Couple.
Little John.
No.
Hey, you moving in with your house? You moving to my house with your kid? What? Okay.
And I'll freely admit it might not even be John. The motherfucker that's not Matthew Broderick. But is pretty much Matthew Broderick. Nothing? Alright, fuck you then.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue. Johnny 5. How did we get to this?
Because you were talking about The Odd Couple.
Oh, yeah, The Odd Couple. Yeah, no, Tom Lennon from Reno 911.
Alright.
And the guy that played Chandler Bing.
Yeah.
They're like in the most current incarnation of
The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple. Then there was
talking about Grumpy Old Men and The Odd Couple.
Yeah, well,
because
the original Odd Couple.
I'll give you a platform for this.
Gotcha. Then the original Odd Couple movie. It might have even been the same. Jesus Christ, the guy from Bad News Bears.
Bob Thornton.
And
that was the remake.
Yeah, remake. Yeah, fucking remakes fuck everything up. Now imagine if they keep remaking everything.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna
What's
be like,
everything?
like
Was that a
every
trilogy?
movie's rebooted, but like 3 or 4 times. So like 100 years from now, they're gonna be like, which reboot are you talking about? I much preferred the,
And like they just, because they don't really number sequels anymore in Hollywood, they just start calling it like Spider-Man 2. Like, oh, this is the next
Spider-Man
reboot of
Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, no. So like the next Spider-Man reboot, they'll just call Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
But then it'll be more confusing because, like, when they reboot something, when they did number sequels, wait, do you mean the second Spider-Man movie Sam Raimi directed, or the 4th reboot of Spider-Man, which was the first numbered reboot called Spider-Man 2? And then
it's TOO, like Teen Wolf.
And then there's going to be someone working at IMDb who just fucking kisses his shotgun goodnight because he just can't handle that shit anymore. So it's like, you know what, man? My job, my only job is to go through and keep this shit straight, and I just can't. I just fucking can't. Because they don't even try. They don't care about me. He just does like a fucking 24-hour live stream of it, like the guy that killed himself over Bjork. It's got fucking Spider-Man face paint on. It's just got all the reboots of Spider-Man playing in the background. Credits roll on the last one. It's like, this is for you, Sony. That's the world I want to live in.
Did Jason Bateman attack Dr. House?
When?
Because he's Teen Wolf too. It's not Lupus.
Oh, fucking...
But it's not 2, it's TOO.
Right.
It's Spider-Man 2.
Your cuts are getting so deep, man. Yeah, Spider-Man also. They just start calling it again.
Reboot.
It's like,
they just acknowledge the reboot.
Oh, so you can figure it out because they'll, the first reboot, they'll call it that again, and then it'll be once more. And then at long last. Because we feel like the third time's a charm.
Well, if they were to do it again, I mean, I guess they could do like Ultimate Spider-Man.
Why would
they
what?
did? Well, I guess
Why
they
the
did
fuck would they want
Spectacular
to?
Spider-Man because they already did the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, Spectacular Spider-Man was a TV show, and so was Ultimate Spider-Man. Ladies. Oh, easy there, ladies. I'm taken. And Taken 2.
Wait, there's a show called Taken.
There was that,
just like the movie.
Right. Then there was the one that came right after Taken 3, where they're on the train. Is it
Taken on a train?
Taken
Commuter?
Taken 4, a ride.
Taken. Liam Neeson needs a bigger pool.
What do you think, man? Is this gonna work?
Let's see.
In a couple weeks, let's see.
And it works.
Yeah, I'm still employed for now.
And I guess I'm your emissary at work, so everyone's like, "How's Austin doing? Where is it? Austin okay?"
Don't fucking talk to Austin.
I felt like making shit up. Austin's got lupus.
He fucking ran off. He abandoned his family. Went to Cancun.
It wasn't even fucking appendicitis.
It was a pupus. Because he was a werewolf that shit a lot.
He decided to start stalking Lupita Nyong'o. And that's his full-time job.
And he decided that, like,
he's going to kill himself over her.
No, he's like, our celebrity couple name would be Loop Us.
It's not Lupita.
It's never Lupita. We'll be right back. So, as one might expect, my medical issues were a topic of conversation today.
First day back after 2 weeks. Appendicitis.
Mm-hmm. Well, not 2 weeks of appendicitis.
Well,
about 12 hours of appendicitis and 2 weeks of recovery.
And all that other good
From
stuff.
From a laparoscopic appendectomy. Sorry.
Or, you can't, so you couldn't come back to work because you couldn't lift 10 pounds.
As I still cannot lift 10, well, I'm not allowed to lift 10 pounds. Nor push, nor pull, which is super fucking vague. Am I allowed to do doors?
Like those big, heavy... Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the doors are particularly heavy at work, but, fuck it, whatever. I do the doors because that's standard day-to-day shit.
And before you get into the story, I did find it kind of funny that, like, one of our coworkers, the same one that was kind of asking us about, like, Black Panther and all that good stuff, he's like, what are the signs of appendicitis? So sort of like, just in case, it's always nice to know what the signs are.
Yeah.
When
you guys a lot of shit, but, like, hey, you got some wisdom for me now, don't you? You lived through something. So anyway, this guy who was from Nepal, has English as a second language.
As we like to call him, Indian Chris. No one calls him that, but
we jokingly call him Indian Chris because him and pull in right when Chris and I pull in, we imagine that they're podcasting too. So decided to commiserate a little bit with me, because I had my appendectomy and he had kidney stones. So, was giving me a little shit because I was, like, straining to pick up a shipper to do my audit. And I do this in an accent because the broken English just sounds weird if I don't at least try the accent.
You gotta put a little affectation on it.
Right, so I'm not like, fucking people from Nepal, where I'm like, this is what sounds like to me, and these are the words he said as they were presented to me. He said, he do not understand people without the stomach pain, they don't get it. I had kidney stones, and I felt like I was ready to give birth to a child. They take a pipe and put it right up into my penis, and just try to break the stones up. I try to go, it does not work. They put the pipe up again, they say, take deep breath, and then I take deep breath, they pull! I was like, holy fuck, dude. I got a shot in the arm, went to sleep, and then woke up and my appendix was gone. The only thing that went up my dick was like a rubber catheter, and I didn't even know until I tried to piss.
Well, in all fairness, I had kidney stones also.
Did they put a pipe up your penis and break?
They didn't put a pipe in my penis. Actually, what had happened was I had passed them, because long story short, like, I went to go piss, and my urine just stopped midstream.
And you got a little ball bearing.
and I couldn't, and then like I was able to kind of like dribble out just a little more, and then so I go, and it was the worst fucking pain I've ever had in my life. I felt like my insides were like ripped, like Freddy Krueger or fucking Wolverine was clawing my insides.
You feel like you were ready to give birth to a child?
Yeah, give birth to a child. So I go to the hospital, and then they go, oh, and actually what had happened was I had lost. That was around the first time I lost a lot of weight, because back when, I don't know how because you were probably 7 or 8 at the time. You ever heard of?
You weren't fat. It was all rocks.
Well, no. You ever heard of Fen Phen?
No.
Well, it was Fen Phen stands for fenfluramine. And
that didn't clear it up at all. But
one of them was an appetite suppressant, and the other one was basically a fucking legal upper. So I was doing both.
So like what Sarah's taking in Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah,
you want uppers? No, it's diet medicine.
Yeah, and and it actually discontinued Fen Phen because a bunch of fat ass housewives were having fucking heart problems. So I was still young and healthy. And I guess if something does happen to my heart, I guess my family could probably sue Fen Phen.
Nice.
But
I mean, you'd be dead, but nice for them.
Yeah. But so I had lost, and I guess when you lose that much weight that fast, the ketone level of my urine was just fucking off the charts. And with that, like, I had because they go, they were doing 1 million tests on me, and they're like, oh yeah, I've lost 90 pounds in the past 3 months.
Quick sidebar, Ketones off the charts sounds like a jazz band. This is our new album, Off the Charts, from the Ketones.
Louis McKenzie and the Ketones, and I do now a new song off the charts. I got a kidney coming out of you.
But I digress.
Feel like a give birth to a baby. They stick a pipe in my ketones.
My penis.
So, with you being gone for 2 weeks...
Sorry?
We never got it. You owe us a Tarantino Tuesday.
But it's Tarantino Thursday.
It's Tarantino Thursday.
Alright.
So, I think keeping in with this current theme of medical problems and you're out, I would suggest, or here, let me just throw this out there, Quentin Tarantino gives us his story about his appendix.
Getting removed,
or just like
in there.
Just sort of, everything leading up to him going to the hospital, or even going to the hospital.
Yeah, alright, so Quentin was off the set for a couple weeks, comes back and tells his story.
Yeah, he gets rushed off the set, and he comes back. It's day 1. It's been 2 weeks since he's been gone.
Alright, everyone, gather around and make this quick. Okay, we got a lot of fucking subs to catch up on. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Okay. Grace, put the fucking coffee down. I'm talking. Grace! Fucking whore. Okay, so, some of you may know, some of you don't know. Those of you who do know, someone fucking talked. I'm gonna find out who.
It was Steven!
That's a goddamn HIPAA violation, Steve. Fucking dick. Alright, so, I was out, I had an appendectomy. That's when they remove your appendix. It was a laparoscopic appendectomy, okay? They went in there with fucking robots, with cameras and knives. One of them was probably just fucking smoking a real cool red apple cigarette, okay? Because everything I do is cinematic, even fucking almost dying, okay? So they went in there, they got that shit out. I've been in recovery, okay? I've been watching a lot of Netflix, okay? Jessica Jones Season 2, not worth your fucking time. The Joel McHale Show with Joel McHale, that shit's funny as fuck, especially when you're tripping on hydros, okay? I was tripping balls, man. There was a fucking Surfer Dude soundtrack going on. I pop one pill. I pop the other one. I was like, I'm fucking cruising. They say don't operate heavy machinery, you know. I think forklift. I know they mean cars, but I'm driving anyway. Fuck it, you know. And just as soon as that shit ran out, I thought, you know, it's time to come back to work. They tell me I can't lift more than 10 fucking pounds. You know how much a gallon of milk weighs, man? 7 fucking pounds. If I get a fucking 3-pound value box of Kaboom cereal and a gallon of milk, I can't carry that shit at the same time. It takes twice as long to make breakfast. It's bullshit. Anyway, Sam, I need you to come in here and say nigger.
And that was Tarantino Thursdays. It's Quentin Tarantino telling his story of his appendectomy.
Thank you.
So, at work. And with those 2 weeks...
We call it on set, Chris. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He won't leave. Yeah, I'm fucking still here.
Oh, shit.
You're going to need a fucking
joined
exorcist.
the podcast? Oh, shit.
You're going to need an exorcist.
Quentin, I'm a big fan. Quentin, what the fuck does Reservoir Dogs mean? I don't know what...
You know, I'm never going to fucking explain an artistic little flair like that. If people ask me why I misspelled Inglourious Bastards, fuck you, okay? I never learned how to read. Probably the real goddamn reason.
In your absence, I put together a greatest hits episode with, you know, Sam's Club, the interior design, you know, where your badge is.
Who she be with?
What else? Rick meeting Seinfeld.
Oh, Jesus.
Pitching
the fucking final seal.
The final seal broken, Jerry. He said, "Fuck on SNL." You know, I saw people on TV eating a dog. So,
Oh, I thought they brought Iron Chef to America.
Wow.
That was a
sick
thinker.
burn on the Asian stereotype.
Yeah.
So they had 2 of our coworkers today
Died.
They were saying,
okay.
Well, one of the guys said, what did he say? They were talking about filling out paperwork. And he was like, he put his thing in the other guy's thing.
Yes. His wasn't his.
His wasn't his thing. And I said, I thought they were roommates.
Oh my god, man. I haven't laughed that fucking hard in so long.
Because for the past couple of nights, I've been working a little overtime. When you weren't here, I've been working a little overtime. We got little 2 hours here and there, doing, you know, busy work here and there.
So you're just going fucking nuts.
And so it turns into a fucking gossip circle. And everybody's talking about everybody's business. And they were like,
I'll need to hear a little bit of that.
You didn't know so-and-so was fooling around with so-and-so? And, you know, and they're like, and now that being said, some of these are same-sex situations.
Nice.
So, you know,
so they're friends.
So what had happened was that someone had said, "Oh, I thought they were roommates."
Oh, so there was actually a history.
So
to
there
that
is.
joke.
I thought
it was just the funniest fucking person I've ever met.
Well, no,
I'll give credit where credit's due.
And so I thought, you know, when you're talking about this guy, but I thought they were roommates, you know, but you know, there's a seed of truth in a very funny story, which could be. You know, everybody has a roommate. I had a god sister. You know,
everybody has a roommate. Well, no.
Well, not everybody, but
I lived alone for a couple of years.
Like when I was first introduced to the concept of gay, it was my mom's cousin, and it was oddly enough like after church, and my mom introduced me to her cousin, and he was very effete, and so my mom, you know, and I had to be 8 or 9 years old, and my mom goes, "He's gay. Do you know what that means?" And really,
that just means he likes what I like.
He loves the cock. And I said, no, I don't. At the time, I didn't know. And she goes, he likes boys the way boys like girls. And I said, oh, okay. And for me, it was...
Except for gay boys, which is a recursive logic loop, so...
And I was sort of like, you know, I was like, yeah, and I guess maybe since I was introduced to the concept at such a young age, it was never a taboo for me. Yeah. And I guess also growing up in New York City,
which explains all the cock you suck.
Hey, you suck what's
nothing's taboo.
You suck on cock, you're a homo.
Cousins are legal, Alabama.
So yeah, part of the situation was like, oh, you didn't know so-and-so was in a relationship at one point with so-and-so? And like, oh, I thought they were roommates. Alright, so we're gonna go get beer. Good, I need something to wash the ambien down with.
It's fucking irresponsible. One of these days, I'm gonna text you at noon. You're not gonna text back. I'm not gonna give a fuck, and then 6 days later, they're gonna find you because of the smell.
Well, one of my buddies, who is a legitimate funeral director, and is also
Hold on. You're suggesting there's illegitimate ones?
Well, no, I mean, no, because he's also a wrestler. He also does, independent wrestling.
I do funerals, just don't tell anybody, okay? Keep it on the DL.
So he kind of, he goes by, like, The Undertaker or whatever. Not under wrestling, because that'd be a big copyright violation. But, so he posts, death-related stuff on his like, Instagram, and it was all these...
Is that the one did you share yourself as, like, the funeral director or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And, it was, like, dead bodies... Because the thing I shared to him was that someone
from the funeral home.
No. The thing I shared was someone converted a coffin into a grill.
Nice.
And talking about the ashy taste or something like that. And then the other thing that he posted was a bunch of scenes where bodies had been just laying there dead for God knows how long. And I guess like just the skin just melting off the bones and everything like that. It created basically an outline of where the body was. Mm-hmm. And like you see, like here's a guy laying on his bed and he's kind of just curled up on the way, like if you would curl up on your bed and just
and then die.
And just die. And like God knows how long. But then like you see like there was like one guy that had like a bag of potato chips next to him, like where the body was. Like was he eating potato chips when he died? Yeah. And like are those potato chips still good?
Why, do you want some? You're literally pulling into a gas station right now. I can get you potato chips if you're hard up. Please don't eat the potato chips that were sitting next to a dead body.
He's not going to complain.
Before I get into this argument, we'll be back with more dick and fart jokes.
This episode of Two Strangers, One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc., 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Did you ever see a film at such a young age it left you traumatized with cinematic wounds? Necrophilia. It's a dead issue, man. Don't push it. Cinema Psyops is a weekly podcast documenting an ongoing experiment on the mind of an unwilling test subject.
No one should have to watch this movie.
Oh, no one should have to watch this?
No one should have to watch this movie.
Surprisingly, it's not a topic that a lot of people really want to tackle.
I'm shocked, prudes.
I know, really.
Right?
It's the next sexual frontier that no one wants to explore.
I am, in the most sincerest of senses, disappointed in you.
It takes a powerful goddess like Connie, jam her arm down the monster's throat and kill it. Oh, I'm still tripping out over that. Even as a kid, I was like, I gotta find a girl like that. Every week, I get a new look of disappointment that I never thought I could get out of it.
Unimaginable. At 12 years old, you should not be watching this movie.
Obviously.
At 13, you should not be. 14, you shouldn't be. I'm not entirely sure even 17-year-olds should be watching this movie.
Just because you're offended by something doesn't mean that you have the right to demand that it doesn't exist. Watching this film again, I had all of this like little nerd glee with everything that kept
little
popping
history
up.
all popping up
absolutely.
at you.
So I totally loved this film.
Hey, I know why you couldn't see that. It's because your brain's warped from watching this shit at 12 years old.
Yeah, this is a rough movie. I told you ahead of time when we were getting ready to do it that it was.
How
did
you watch this shit at 12?
Because physical wounds heal, cinematic ones don't. Listen to Cinema Psyops.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-n-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back.
And we're back?
We're back.
Again?
You can't say retarded, that's our word.
That's the R word. That one's free, Tommy B. You can use it.
So how was your day?
It was alright. I worked. That's about it. This is a very standard day.
I started my day out a little early. Went to go see Ready Player One, based on the book by Ernest Cline. Altered.
That Ready Player One.
And everyone's like, oh, there's going to be part 2 in Ready Player 2. Not going to happen. Well, one, there's not a book by the same dude.
Spoilers. Everyone fucking dies. I haven't seen it yet.
It's the Matrix meets Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. You know, it's people who live in the Matrix, people who, it's like in the future, it's like the 2030s, and the world is fucked up.
It's the future, it's like next week, and the world's fucked up. Alright, could have been last week when the world's fucked up, but I'll bite.
Well, it's advanced enough where, it's advanced enough where everybody, even the poorest of poor people, have VR setups in their house.
Don't you have a little VR headset?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So the poorest of the poor.
Well, there's this is like the advanced, there's like a omnidirectional treadmill and haptic glasses, haptic gloves and haptic
glasses that just
pokes you in the fucking eye.
Ah, shit. This is the only way we know to show
shot
pain.
me in the eye.
They had back, I think it was PS2 era, they had a peripheral for soccer games where the controller vibration, instead of vibrating the controller, fucking kicked you in the shin. It was just this little metal rod, it just fucking slammed your shin.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Which, cool, I guess, if you really want to be immersed.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the controller vibrates for more than just getting tackled.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna... That's not a peripheral I'm gonna pay for.
Anyway, so they have haptic gloves, so
they have haptic gloves
you
and
grab
haptic bodysuits.
You grab a physical object in the game world and it restricts your movement so that, as if you're holding it.
Yeah, and then,
neat.
He has he gets some coin and he gets his hands on a legit haptic back body biofeedback suit.
Ooh.
So if you get kicked in the nuts, you feel it in the nuts and so on and so forth.
Why would I want to add more pain to my virtual experience?
Yeah, exactly. Or at the very least, I would not have it around my nuts. I would cut a hole in the haptic suit.
I would just want one to, sternly but harmlessly vibrate where I'm taking damage. So, I get it, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, no, in the movie they're wincing in pain as if it were real.
Why the fuck would you do that to yourself?
Yeah. And it's,
I play Skyrim because when an arrow hits me, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just go shoot motherfuckers with arrows. That's what video games are. They're worlds without consequence.
Chicken towers and everything.
Right, yeah. So you can make a fucking nightmarish chicken murdering hellscape in Minecraft and, PETA doesn't come throw blood at you.
And, it was interesting enough, it was a Warner Brothers movie, and it was
say no more.
Well, no, it's sort of I'm surprised they didn't have, alright, there was a, for a lack of a better term, a cameo by Batman, a cameo by Harley Quinn, but you would think Warner Brothers, DC's their big thing, and especially in this movie.
Maybe they're reading the room and they know in 2030 no one's going to give a fuck about their property anymore.
Yeah, but what, people give a fuck about, Street Fighter? People give a fuck about Hello Kitty? People give a fuck about Freddy Krueger? It's not, it's sort of weird that, how Now, the theme in the movie is that the guy who created the Oasis, people tend to veer towards 80s themed pop culture because he was raised in the 80s, and, you know, that was his thing. In this world, they don't really kind of push that angle, so they could have, you know, characters from the 90s, they could have, you know, a Deathstroke or a fucking Harley Quinn, you know.
Is Deathstroke in it too?
Well, I think you see him in the background. You know, or Lord of the Rings.
There's no DC characters except all these ones.
Yeah, well, I mean, just saying, you would think they would be a more prominently displayed.
They gave you 3.
Yeah, but I mean, I want, like, hi, I'm Batman. I would just
they already did that with the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah,
and with the Lego movie. And I haven't seen Lego Ninjago movie, but I'm sure Batman's, you know, pops his head in at some point, like, oh yeah, my movie was good too, or something.
Let's not forget about me.
We've had plenty of Batman pop in.
Yeah.
It's got the Iron fucking Giant on it. Sit down and calm down.
Yeah, which
I said down twice.
In the original book was Ultraman, but they couldn't secure the rights. But I think that's a Warner Brothers property also.
Ultraman?
No, Iron Giant. Because in the movie he does say Superman a lot. And then I think they even have, like...
They also say Superman and Spiderman too, though, so...
Well, like, they have, like... The kid has, like, a Superman comic.
Yeah.
Like, and it looks like...
I'd imagine that's Warner Brothers, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not... and it's not like a generic cover either. I mean, it's not like her first issue or whatever, but he's like, you know, as he's showing the Iron Giant, the comic book's like, oh, here's Superman.
And Iron Giant's like, Superman, that hoe.
Oh.
Watch me crank that soldier boy.
And, you know, it was good for what it was. I don't know, like, it wasn't bad. It had a couple of magical moments, like, you know, which I'm totally putting in the world of, you know, of Spielberg, like, not Ernest Cline, because Ernest Cline is kind of a dick. I don't know, it's hard to
fuck the creator of the source material.
Yeah, well, it's sort of, you know, and there's a lot of, you know, I know it's a joke, like, you know, Steven Spielberg and lens flare, but there is a
joke?
Yeah, that's
I thought
sort of
the joke with J.J. Abrams.
Well, because it was derivative of Steven Spielberg.
I didn't know that.
And, like, in this movie, it's sort of like, yes, there's all these characters that if you fucking squint hard enough, you can see. But, you know, I'm pretty sure for all the legal loopholes they had to jump through, it's sort of like they're all, like, literally background characters. And it was kind of, you know, it was kind of disappointing. I wanted, you know, in a world where anybody could be anything, you know, and then they focus on the main 3 characters, which are basically 2 generic anime characters and an orc.
I'm sorry the plot got in the way of your fan service.
Yeah, but
I'm sure they'll remedy that next time. they'll just walk a GoPro through a toy store.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to discuss spoilers. Should we spoil it? I don't know. It's still brand new.
I haven't fucking seen it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I asked you if you want the spoilers, and you said you don't care.
And I don't feel like the movie's been ruined for me. I feel like you've told me things that happen, but not really having any kind of knowledge of the world or the characters or anything. That doesn't ruin the story for me. I still have no fucking clue, you know, what occurs in the overarching plot of the movie. We can hold off on spoilers. Maybe I'll see it soon.
Yeah. There's a guy named something Halliday. The actor that played him was absolutely fucking horrible. It's supposed to be, you know, I'm wondering, neither the book nor the movie flat out say here's a guy with, you know, either Asperger's or somewhere on the spectrum or something to that effect.
Do they have to say that?
They don't have to say it, but I think they sort of...
Maybe you're just bad at picking up on it.
No, because, well, no, I mean, yeah, they don't have to say it, but, I mean, the guy playing the character is not, he's not doing it justice. He's dumbing it down to a point where it's almost insulting, but then again, they don't say he has Asperger's, so...
Also, there's no perfect impression of it because it is a spectrum.
Yeah, but it's... I don't know. The guy plays like a fucking dummy, but yet he's a fucking brilliant genius, you know, guy at the same place. But that's the whole thing, is it's not awkwardness to be awkward for because you're so brilliant that you don't know social interaction. It's just
like, you can play as the Iron Giant and Bathwater Burn the Baby.
Bathwater? What?
Rain Man? No? Have you not seen Rain Man?
I did, but years ago, and I mean, other than like the more commonly known go-to catchphrases for that movie, you know, I don't really remember about bathtub babies.
Bathtub babies sounds like something you Googled and then a cop knocked on your door. Why are you Googling bathtub babies, boy?
Well, there's all the boy bands. There was that infamous, like, the gay guy, the heavyset one with the glasses, where he was trying to get, like...
Elton John?
No, not Elton. John. Well, he's heavy.
He's a heavy-set gay man with glasses. This is why I'm just trying to tell you need to be more specific.
God,
I know you didn't mean Elton John, but
not the Piano Man. No. That's
Billy Joel.
It's Billy Joel. No, the Rocket Man.
The Rocket Man. That's Kim Jong-un.
Not the. Oh God! What if something did come out against Elton John?
Like what?
Him trying to fuck like a 15-year-old boy or something like that.
I don't know. He'd probably cancel his Netflix show, and we'd forget about it a month later.
So, had a bunch of biscuits last night.
Yeah, how are those, man? You're welcome.
We went to the Popeyes, and I guess you're a fan of biscuits.
KFC, Popeyes. I need like chain fried chicken place. Like the two that I just named, and the rest that don't exist. I tend to like their biscuits even more than I like the chicken. So on my way out, I'm usually wanting more biscuits, so I'll buy a few more. And I looked at Popeyes yesterday, and it's like an extra $1 to get 12 biscuits instead of 6. I thought 6 would make me seem disgusting, but if I get 12 and give Chris 6 of them, then I'm a generous guy who just gave away half his biscuits.
Alleviate that guilt of And then, so I had my 6 biscuits. Then what I did was, is this going to sound horrible that I ate?
I don't know, you haven't said it yet.
I ate the eggs that my daughter and I made for Easter, like the dyed eggs.
It's not horrible.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, why let them go to waste?
You eat them or they rot.
Yeah. So,
you might have a little funky color in your poop, but other than that, you're good, man.
Yeah. The eggs themselves.
If the dye seep through to the whites, which tends to happen, you'll get a little fun in your poop, but other than that, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's food dye. I would hope you use food dye.
Well, it was on the package. It did say,
non-toxic
capsule dye. It's the PAAS. Which, what the fuck does PAAS do for the rest of the year when it's not Easter? Because you only see that brand at Easter time.
I think it's non-toxic dye. I think it was French, and it was toxic. You'll die.
And so it's so weird because the box comes with it came with a bunch of stickers. It came with the little dipper thing for you to dip the eggs in the dye.
The constellation.
Yeah, the constellation came with a bunch of stars around a box, and
burn the fuck out of your hands.
Not if I use my Dr. Octopus tentacles. I can contain this star.
I can contain it. She's got my back. This is container.
These are my tentacles.
They're on my back. I wouldn't recommend messing with them. The inhibitor chip was fried in a laboratory accident. Such a great movie. I hate to make fun of it.
What, Suicide Squad?
No. Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2? Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Alfred Molina is the fucking man.
That still stands on its own all these years later. You can't say that about a lot of comic book movies. Anyway, how was dying eggs? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, and I saw an article, or I saw a YouTube video. I didn't have a chance to click on it, but it was... I think they were playing more with the symbiote suit, and, it's like Sam Raimi, looking at the symbiote suit.
Sam Raimi wears a black bodysuit every day and cries.
It can't be hard to find a bodysuit on, like a motion capture bodysuit. Is that a thing? Can't you just buy that? Can't you just...
I'm sure you don't need a license to have a mocap suit. They're probably just expensive.
Yeah. But I mean, the ones with all the little triangles and circles and dots.
You could probably buy a regular black morph suit and just paint the triangles and dots on them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. That's when you learn that I'm all leg.
But wouldn't that be... I was thinking about that as a Halloween costume. If you wore the motion capture suit and then you said you were a motion capture character. I'm Smaug.
Yeah, I'm Gollum.
Yeah, I'm Gollum. Yeah. But it's that'd be a clever costume. Because then you could be a fat guy in a bodysuit.
Yeah, I'm Gollum. It's cool.
I'm whoever you want to. I'm the Incredible Hulk.
I'm the Goblin King from not from Labyrinth, from Hobbit.
So, all right, back to the eggs.
Yeah.
So,
we're almost to work. Back to the eggs.
So it comes with the little dipper. So this little wire dipper like the 6 tablets for dying. You know, you dip into water or whatever. Then like I gotta give it to PAAS. Like they really made like eco-friendly packaging, because it's sort of like when you're done drying the eggs, dipping the eggs, you could punch holes in the back of the box. They were like, you know, what do they call that when you punch the little perforated holes in the back, where you can like set the eggs into the actual box to dry them.
That's cool.
And then when all is said and done, you could actually like cut the edges of the boxes off, make little rings, so then you can set up the eggs to like stand up on.
It's cute.
So it's like, you know,
look at this food that should be in the fridge.
God bless America. We use food for entertainment.
Right. We have so much food that we just decorate some and throw it out a couple of days later. What are you going to do with all the stuff inside the pumpkin? It's going to go in the trash. We just wanted to carve the pumpkin. I don't really like pumpkins.
What are you going to do with this pumpkin? I'm going to cut pieces out and just put it on my porch.
Yep. I'm just going to let it rot outside for a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll put a candle in it at some point.
And then this is the time of year right after Easter, because we're recording this like 2 days after Easter, where all the Easter candy goes. And it's funny because it's like Reese's peanut butter cups that are shaped like eggs, which are the exact same things as regular Reese's peanut butter cups, are now like 35 cents.
God, they taste so good. It's the egg shape makes them taste better.
It's like, why is it that one day it's $2, you know, the day after Easter, 50 cents?
Because they need to move it all. You can keep Reese's on the shelf for a while. Because candy takes a while to expire. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
I got Reese's from Christmas up in the Careful There's Peanuts in Here cupboard. And they're still good. But, you know, if in June you see Easter Reese's sitting around, you're like, I'm not buying Easter Reese's, it's June.
Even though the expiration date is like 5 years from now.
Next presidential administration. Like, well, what if it's a 2-term thing? It's real loose stricture. Which is a fun oxymoron. I hope that stays in.
Everybody has a Bill Cosby. I was talking to my wife Camille, and we were talking about the jello in the pudding pop.
That was awful. Is that an intentionally bad Cosby?
It's the best jello when he was saying filth, floor, and filth, and floor. And it's said, you got one cousin that you can't say filth, floor, and filth.
For those of you listening, that was supposed to be Bill Cosby.
It's the Bill Cosby. They say cocaine, Jack. Cocaine brings out the best of your personality. And I said, yes, what if you're an asshole?
That's a Bill Cosby joke. And the comedy...
Was it? Because I'm pretty sure those have words in them.
Well, that's my impression of Bill Cosby saying,
they say people do the cocaine because it brings out your personality. And I said, yes, but what if you're an asshole?
Sounds like if Harry Carey spoke exclusively in glottal stops.
Well, it's sort of... It's the only time he curses in his comedy special. He says asshole.
And
when I was a kid, it disturbed me greatly.
So you just erased all the words from it and made noises instead?
I'm suffering from the stroke. Talk about karma. I can't even talk anymore because I raped so many women and I talked about social karma, justice, and all that.
Right, he went from America's dad to America's grandpa. They wheel over to the sunny side of the room.
My eyes are got all kind of fuzzy and blurry, and I can't say anything.
Alright.
I hurt myself doing that one.
I'm glad. Before you go, while you're in there, think of what Quentin Tarantino is going to talk about today.
Oh, that's right. It's the Tarantino. You know what they call a Big Mac in the Europe? They don't call it a Big Mac because they only got the quarter pounders with the pudding.
Now, what's upsetting to me is that you're such a big fucking fan of yourself, you're not going to cut a second of that.
It's funny to me.
Because it's true.
And we'll be back.
And we're back with the...
Okay, no, we're not back. Alright, we are back.
God damn it.
Alright, so it is Tarantino Tuesdays, which for our listeners, if these all kind of blend in together, we may have 2 Tarantino Tuesdays in one episode. But
2 in Tarantino Tuesdays.
2 in Turn? The Shroud of Turin.
Tarantino Tuesdays.
The Shroud of Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
So with that, I was thinking, which
I'd like to drive too. If you just keep that from happening again.
I'm sorry. I clicked on my phone for a second and it was really, really bright.
Right in my face at highest brightness. You want it set to dim auto or sun?
It's okay if we go fucking careening into the side of the road.
You say creeding into the side of the road?
What's careening? Careening's the word.
It sounded like you said creeding.
Creeding.
They're like, I'm not willing to make my sacrifice tonight. We were just discussing at work how great it would be to die. Alright, so Tarantino Tuesdays.
Tarantino Tuesdays. And seeing that we just finished celebrating Easter.
Well, you might have finished, but I'm still going hard.
Nice. Fucking happy Saturnalia, man.
365, motherfucker. Saturnalia's in December.
Or whatever the pagan fucking holiday is that's supposed to be that the Christians stole from the pagans.
It's pronounced Easter.
What did I say? Esther? What is it?
You said Saturnalia.
Saturnalia.
No. The holiday that they stole and turned into Easter is called Easter.
Oh, okay.
They were just like, hey, you know what Jesus is part of? Easter. And everyone's like, okay, I guess, yeah, you can celebrate too. Like, yeah.
Stop fucking. Our Savior came back today.
Right. Yeah, stop fucking. Our Savior came back like, okay, yeah, you guys can hang out too. We're doing like fertility stuff, like like Easter eggs and Christ. And that's the story of Easter. That's the true story of Easter.
Okay, so Mrs. Crabapple, the kindergarten teacher, has decided.
Hold on, the stock's gonna fucking sue us.
Well, she's a kindergarten teacher, not just.
It's not a 3rd grade teacher named Mrs. Crabapple. It's a kindergarten teacher named Mrs. Crabapple. Okay.
Miss Crabapple, Miss Crabtree. Wait, that is a Little Rascals.
Yep. Keep trying.
Miss Crabbush. Miss Crabbush is the.
She would never be hired to teach children. You know how many fucking 6th graders would walk by the room and just slip off Miss Crabbush? Call her a bull dyke? Kids are fucking awful, dude. Miss Crabbush would not last long enough to pull Quentin Tarantino into her classroom.
Well, yeah, so Miss Crabbush
right off the bat
is the kindergarten teacher.
Right.
She's on the lower level. She's not the same level as all the other kids. And it's a couple days before Easter, guys, because they were actually closed on Good Friday.
Really fucking set the scene for me, Chris.
And so she wanted to have a guest come into her class and describe to her children the miracle of Easter and the holiday of Easter. So it turns out she pulled Quentin Tarantino to describe to the kindergarten kids what the miracle of Easter is. Hey, it's okay today, class. We have a Mr. Quentin Tarantino. He works in Los Angeles, Hollywood, and he's going to describe to us what Easter is. It's coming up this upcoming Sunday. Mr. Tarantino?
One second. It drips like a bitch. All right. So, hi everyone. I'm Mr. Tarantino. You can call me Mr. T because I pity fools. You get it? All right. Oh, hold on. Shit's dripping. Okay. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about Easter, alright? We're talking about the resurrection of Christ, okay? I put a lot of Christian imagery in my films, so I'm a big fan of the big boy, alright? I don't know if you ever noticed, when Beatrix gets shot in the fucking head, well, you guys are a little young for that. Next year, when you see Beatrix get shot in the fucking head, alright? Notice her arms are fucking splayed out like the Christ figure. She gave a sacrifice, alright? She gave the lamb and her lamb's blood and other kinds of blood. And she didn't just ask for permission to kick ass. She just went out and kicked ass. And Jesus Christ, he kicked ass, alright? Alright, he gets hung from a cross. Forgot what happened to Jesus. He got crucified. That means they nailed him to a big fucking piece of wood, okay? Left him up there to starve. He died. They just threw him in a fucking hole, alright? That's what they did to people back then. They thought that he was lying about how he was God, but he was like, no, I'm fucking God, alright? They threw him in a fucking hole. 3 days later, they push a rock out of the way. He's not fucking there anymore. I don't get it. You don't get it. That's why we love it. That's why we went and saw The Last Temptation of Christ 3 fucking times in the theater, okay? I don't care Willem Dafoe's not Aramaic. That shit was a masterpiece. And that's why we celebrate Easter.
Timmy, stop crying.
Yeah, you little bitch.
That was Tarantino Tuesdays.
Give me a theme song for Tarantino Tuesdays. Damn bird, go to sleep.
What?
There's a bird in the sky. But it's nighttime. That shouldn't happen. There's no nocturnal birds. Owls, damn it.
Don't you want to fly at night? There's less traffic.
Bird traffic?
Yeah.
You realize there's like a whole sky.
What if you're like a loner, you know? Like, you gotta fly during the day, you may run into like a family member, or like, not a friend, more like an acquaintance.
I'm gonna avoid that bitch because she pushed me out of a nest when I was a baby.
Like that, you know, that kid that went to the same, you know, lives in the same tree as you or something like that, you know. So you want to avoid them, so you fly at night. It seems to make more sense, you know?
That's weird,
You could be antisocial.
You could be a fucking sea-shift zombie bird. Just everyone's like, oh yeah, I grocery shop on the weekend. Like, oh yeah, I just do it at like fucking 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, fuck the early bird. I'm flying at night.
I'm the late bird, and I'm gonna catch the worm while he's sleeping. Sneak into his fucking house and just look for a little bit. See, man,
honey, who's at the door? Go check who's at the hole, honey.
It's the late bird. Oh fuck.
The late bird is a horror figure.
It's always the last one you expect. We're always worried about the early bird, and it's the fucking late bird that gets us. Yeah, we're on our guard in the morning, and the late bird knows that.
Honey, where's the gun, honey?
Worm gun.
It's in the safe. It's got trigger locks on it.
What's the combination? Well, it doesn't matter, honey. You don't have thumbs, and the bird's right here. It's like a Far Side cartoon.
A lot of good it's doing us now. Right. Fucking lock. Where's the gun safe? In the other room?
I just see like a little beak poking into a wormhole, and like just like a worm woman with like curlers in her hair saying, "Harold, get the gun." That's exactly every fucking Far Side cartoon. It is a worm shouting, "Harold, get the gun," because there's a beak in the hole.
Beak in the hole sounds a lot dirtier than it was.
Yeah, it's a copy of my porno autobiography.
And here's a cow.
Right.
Hi, I'm Gary Larson.
Yeah, I'm Gary Larson. I draw animals doing human things. I joke because I love it. Far Side's my fucking shit.
I have the Far Side Gallery 6, the one that has like the Mona Lisa.
That is Far Side Gallery 3 because I have that too. Yeah, it's got the Mona Lisa cow on it.
Yeah. The Mona Lisa.
Actually, I borrowed that from my dad's friend about 16 years ago and never returned it. And what's funny, I now live 2 blocks away from that friend and could pop in on him at any time and return his book, and I haven't.
I totally fuck with him and just drop him off.
Yeah, I could do that any day, and I don't every day. I should someday just like fucking pop it on.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, just pop it on and be like, oh, hey, Matt, sorry I didn't, call ahead or anything, but here, thanks, it was great. Well, what is this? Oh, you let me borrow that when I was like 8 years old.
And see, and on the last page, I drew my own comic.
Yeah.
It's a worm with the curlers in her hair. Saying, Harold, get the gun.
Yeah. I'm sorry I lost the book jacket for it. But in my defense, it's been moved 6 times.
It always gets packed.
Yeah,
like you have to hold before you move. You lift it up. You hold it. Does this bring me pleasure?
Every time I have gone through my bookshelf and donated shit I'm never gonna read, I have looked at this and said, "This is Matt's book. I'm keeping it."
But you know that Zen process, or like you pick up everything.
Yeah.
Does this bring me pleasure? Have I used it in the past year?
Right.
No, but fuck is this? The Far Side?
No, but this is funny as shit because if Matt dies before me, I'm putting it in his coffin.
Or he'll get eaten by worms.
Oh, I'll be so mad at
Harold, where's the gun? But
we need to make sure my dad doesn't listen to this podcast. Because he'll tell Matt.
And Matt's going to show up at your house.
Yeah, Matt's going to be like, hey, where's my fucking book? Like, why did you say fuck? You're a teacher at a Christian school.
Ever since Quentin Tarantino showed up.
Yep.
The ninth seal has been broken.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino showed up and talked to us about Easter. He was vulgar as shit. Say whatever the fuck I want now, you little bitch. Give me my book. Wow, this got really weird and meta, man. But yeah, I like the farce.
Yeah, I sort of
Holy
like...
shit! Didn't we go on like a crazy funny tangent when like a plane flew overhead once?
Yeah.
And this time it's because a bird flew overhead. Just anything in the sky. Things in the sky are just great for conversation. Just got the attention span of a toddler. Ooh, something's flying. Fucking 15 minutes of material. Ooh, something's flying.
Existential horror.
I'm not safe in this plane. Of existence.
Ah.
Yeah. Got all Kafka-esque on you. Is there a back?
Kind of bugging me. Kafka-esque? Bug? Nothing? He wakes up and he's a bug.
Fuck is Kafka?
Oh, what'd you say?
I just fine. Fuck with you when I was right.
Don't believe that.
Kafka? Bug? What the fuck are you talking about?
Transformers? And we're back.
But Luke Skywalker's not.
Hey! You fucking really depressed me last night when you kind of hit me with the Luke Skywalker died a virgin.
Yeah.
When you think about it, fucking guy never had a girlfriend. You never see him with a girlfriend. Like, there's no one had kissed him goodbye when he left with Obi-Wan. Like, no one like, oh, yeah, be careful and and don't forget to send me messages and stuff.
He got more action from his sister and his aunt than anyone else in the galaxy.
And like when he dies spoiler alert, Last Jedi, he dies, and it's not like, they could have. I know once again we shouldn't follow the headcanon, but it wasn't like he was clasping some like a picture frame or some remnant or a silk scarf or something from ex-lover or something like that. And I say ex-lover because he could have been at the dudes. I'm not saying. Well, then again, he was attracted to his sister, but he could swing both ways. He could be Jedi fluid.
Does everyone need a love interest?
They don't, but he's the savior of the galaxy, and
he's not owed sex treats because of it.
Well, no, okay.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
Fucking no. Nobody is owed sex.
He almost died in the snow. Come on, he was on Hoth and the Pomp hit him.
He almost died in the snow for fucking nothing. He didn't learn anything on that trip.
He saw a satellite come from the sky
and learned nothing about it that they didn't just figure out with scanners the next day. Right. He didn't see that though.
Yeah. So then they're on Hoth, and they're closing the big ass doors on Hoth.
You can't say big ass doors.
So they're closing the big doors on Hoth, and Han Solo's getting a little worried because his friend Luke Skywalker hasn't come back yet, and so here comes
spoilers, I haven't seen Empire yet.
Oh, it's the best one, man. So here comes this this member of the Rebel Alliance saying, sir, Luke Skywalker hasn't checked in.
Yeah.
It's a possibility he might have checked in on the south door, the south corridor.
It's possible. Why don't you go find out? My friend's out there. He's going to freeze to death.
Oh, your friend. That's what makes him so special? Han Solo's friend is out in the fucking snow?
Let me just check my name tag real quick. Oh, I'm not Han Solo. Oh, I guess it doesn't fucking matter to me then.
So I don't get special treats because I'm not Han's friend.
Yeah.
They're not a special party to come get to come get me.
Also, didn't you just fucking quit? What are you doing here?
Hey, let me check my name tag. It says Bob Fortuna, not Hans Friend. Hey, guys, you know what you do? Don't go out in the snow and get lost because it's a fucking snow planet and it's icy and he knows we close the doors at 7. Don't get fucking lost unless you're Hans Friend. Yeah,
Echo Base, cancel the search party on everyone that's not Hans Friend.
Yeah, don't fucking think we're walking around like we don't know what the fuck is going on. Just because I'm not a fucking Jedi, and just because I'm not a 7-foot fucking walking on his fucking hind legs dog, or your girlfriend. Yes, we all know about Leia. She's your fucking girlfriend. You guys kind of have this on again, off again, moonlighting, will they or won't they thing. And I know you don't get moonlighting or what it is. It's a reference, but trust me, that's a thing. It's a reference to a thing. Okay? You know, this is the Rebel Alliance. And you prove that you're neither a rebel nor an ally, Han. So, fuck you. Let me tell you, I heard the story. Because trust me, just because Luke is, I'm not mad at Luke because he's the one that got lost. I'm just mad because you're so special because he's your friend. I like Luke, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but we're going to look for Luke because he's Commander Skywalker, not because he's Captain Solo's buddy.
Yeah, he's a member of the Rebel Alliance. That means we look out for each other, Han. Not just because he's your fucking buddy. Let me tell you, you know what? My fucking family died on Jeddah, okay? For you, this is about money and a cute princess, and I can imagine pretty much. Well, fuck you. My family died.
My job is to track down people who should be on Echo Base but aren't. I was going to go do it anyway. I don't climb up into the Millennium Falcon and slap the Wookiee dick out of your mouth while you're working, okay? So don't come into my house and tell me how to do shit.
So fuck you, Han.
Yeah.
Fuck you very much.
Fuck you, Han. This has been how it should have gone.
How it should have started, There's that YouTube series, How It Should Have Ended.
Yep.
How it should have started. No, I know he's going to die a virgin if you don't go get him. Yeah. Let me tell you what, I've looked into the future. Yeah, he fucking dies a virgin anyway.
Guess what? Hey, 30 years from now, people aren't going to be telling stories about Luke Skywalker, Han Solo's friend.
Yeah, we get it. He's your friend. We were all at the fucking medal ceremony. You all walked. They played the fucking graduation music. You walked down the fucking aisle. And, I was there. I saw them not give a medal to your fucking dog either. And I know you say he flies a ship, but he's a fucking dog. Let's not split hairs here. He's a fucking dog. Okay? He's a nice guy, don't get me wrong. I know him, I like him. He growls nice things at me. But he's your fucking dog, Han.
I'm still on Pomp and Circumstance playing during the medal ceremony.
Because that is... That's not too far. John Williams is a genius, but let's fucking say he might have borrowed a little bit.
What they play for Qui-Gon's funeral pyre.
So we were all there, Han. We all saw you get a fucking medal. We all saw your friend Luke get a fucking medal. It doesn't make him special because he's your fucking friend. He's special because he's the hero of fucking Yavin 4. Okay? So fuck you, Han. Fuck you very much.
Some might argue he's the butcher of Yavin 4. He killed 3 million people.
One man's freedom fighters, one man's terrorists,
He killed 3 million people with the push of a button.
Yeah, it's not all, it's not all killing in white uniforms. Oh no, that was a completed no.
Why are we doing Rodney Dangerfield and worse?
I tell you, 37 in a row. But it's no.
Yeah,
those people knew what they were into. The first Death Star totally deserved to get.
Since they knew what they were getting into, they deserved to die.
Yeah,
it's not their death is less deathy because they knew the risks.
Well, this isn't the clone army anymore. These are not mindless drones that were created and what's the word I'm looking for? Trained, from birth to be loyal.
How do you know that?
What do you mean? How do I know that?
How do you know that?
Well, because.
How do you know they didn't keep cloning?
They might
in the extended universe they did, and they never said, "Hey, that's not true." They just said, "Hey, that's not necessarily canon."
Okay. Well, all the stormtroopers we saw,
Leia said,
didn't have a New Zealand accent.
Leia said, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" Suggesting there's some sort of a uniform height for stormtroopers.
Yeah, like the fucking police.
Okay.
Anybody of any race can be a police officer, but if you're shorter than 5'5", you may not be a cop.
How come 2017 John Boyega and 1977 Mark Hamill are the same fucking height then?
Well, because it's a new order and it's not the Empire.
Right. So that's when
team.
and fucking they were even saying in Force Awakens, like, hey, we probably should have used clones. Because, hey, we're having issues with
exactly.
season now because we're not using clones anymore like the Empire fucking did.
In the beginning. Luke says, I'm going to sign up for the Academy.
Right.
Which is meaning, like, he would have joined the Empire just to get out of that boring as fuck
Have you read Lost Stars?
No,
Do you know what the Academy is?
No.
It's an officer's school.
To be an officer for the Empire.
You go to the Academy to be a stormtrooper.
Okay. Are you going to tell me that there aren't people that signed up to be stormtroopers? Are you? So you're saying that, okay, so only volunteers become officers?
No, when you go into the Academy, your goal is to become an officer. Maybe you become a stormtrooper, and you know what? Officers die on the Death Star too, and they knew what they were getting into. My point is, fuck you, man.
Okay.
Lost the thread. What were we arguing about?
The actual stormtroopers, the guys in white fucking uniforms, white shields, white armor, are they clones? Are they volunteers? Because I thought they got the ball rolling with clones, and then, as you know, the Empire did, you know, either through propaganda, either through fucking terror, you know, they kind of got people to quote unquote volunteer.
Do you want the answer?
But still, you could suck the fucking end of a blaster. If the only alternative is join, you know, you could fucking totally private pilot your way out of that shit. You know, if they come to your planet, if someone comes to fucking New York, and the ultimate punishment is to join ISIS or die. Fucking die. Would you rather join ISIS and fucking, you know, fly planes to the fucking White House? No, I'll fucking suck the fucking end of a blaster.
I mean,
or at least get a fucking sweet job, you know, mopping fucking floors somewhere.
I mean, bad example of like, would I rather just die or would I rather fly a plane into the White House?
I'm just saying is that you're
fucking today. April 4th, 2018? Those are my two options?
Okay.
Fucking careful, man. Would I rather die or die like this?
Okay, I get what you're saying. I'm saying, like, if
that being said,
if ISIS or North Korea shows up and they say, you join the North Korean army, which will, you know, we haven't killed all of America yet, so us recruiting you means you will be killing fellow Americans, or, I mean, you know, there's also the alternative of just blowing your fucking brains out.
Right.
I'd rather blow my brains out than join the Korean Empire.
Cool. Anyway, so to answer your question, which had no punctuation, let alone a question mark, really no punctuation of any kind, according to the extended universe, which hasn't been contradicted, though it's not confirmed, is that the 501st Legion, Vader's Fist, his personal squadron of stormtroopers, were kept as pure clones of Jango Fett. After the Clone Wars, the people on Camino just kept cranking out Jangos for Darth Vader. The rest of the stormtroopers were a mix of volunteers, clones of Jango, and clones of other specimens.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
So there were volunteers.
Right, but I'm just saying the people on the Death Star are no less dead because they knew they might die.
Well, the clones were bred since fucking birth to be fodder.
Right.
Clones of other people, I'm assuming, because, if you want to get real nitpicky, any of the stormtroopers we see in the original trilogy, or the Ridge Tridge, nobody has a fucking New Zealand accent. So none of any of the stormtroopers that, for all intents and purposes, all the stormtroopers we ever fucking saw, the few that actually had lines, none of them, sounded like Jango Fett.
If you were born to the same parents, but adopted by a British couple,
okay,
would you sound like you lived in New York City your whole life?
True.
After Jango Fett died, maybe they stopped, once they realized, hey, Jango Fett was an evil fucking bounty hunter, maybe they stopped showing, rapping with Cap propaganda videos of Jango Fett saying, hey, you can be a didgeridoo too. Join the clown army.
Even though didgeridoo, I think, is Australian and not New Zealand.
It's Australian for beer. How to speak.
People from New Zealand are going to be so fucking pissed.
How to speak Mandalorian.
Taika Waititi's gonna fucking sue somebody.
Holds up a fucking Crete Dragon skull. Vagina. Taika Waititi's gonna sue somebody. Anyway, so that's why.
Right before you picked me up, I was listening to the Fat Man on Batman, and they're talking about how this could be. Chris Evans has said that Avengers 4 is going to be his last movie, and it's like I'd rather we leave with Captain America on top, and not no homo.
Steve Top, Tony Bottom.
That's how it is in my slash fiction. I'd rather it be him leaving. As opposed to like what Kevin Smith said, where he's like he's not really doing it anymore, and it's sort of like I'm gonna put on the fucking the tactical suit again. And
if he dies,
he dies, which is a quote from Rocky IV. You would know that if you saw it. If he dies, he dies.
Ivan Drago, right?
Yes,
played by the incomparable Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren, who
from The Fifth Sense. Did you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No.
D. I don't know if you know any of the characters, but D.
Well, I kind of like. I dig a little bit of It's Sunny in Philadelphia. The fandom kills it for me.
I guess.
When Dude Bro's like, oh yeah, and they're like, oh, that just totally fucking kills it for me.
Rick and Morty is the same fucking way, man. Just avoid the fans and just enjoy it for what it is. But anyway, D gets like an extra role in an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So everyone else decides they're going to write a Shyamalan-style movie with a twist, but it's a shitty movie that they write. It's called The Fifth Sense. It's a prequel to The Sixth Sense, and Dolph Lundgren plays Dr. Dolph Lundgren with a super sense of smell, because smell, as we all know, is the fifth sense.
Is Dolph Lundgren actually in it?
No, he's
not.
Oh,
okay, gotcha.
They're just talking about it. And Dennis is like, I figured out the twist. So he'll have a romantic interest, and partway through the movie, they'll have sex with each other. But here's the twist: we show it. We show everything, full penetration. Then we'll go back to a little bit of the action, back to full penetration, back and forth like that until the movie kind of just ends. That's just a porno dance.
You're right. This is a high budget porno.
All right. So that's the incomparable Dolph Lundgren of The Fifth Sense fame. But if Cap dies, we've got two other Caps in the chamber, man.
Well, yeah, and technically three, because you can tap the War Machine. You got War Machine.
Was he ever Captain America?
I don't think he was ever officially Captain America, but he could at least be, sidekick.
All right.
And and I hate to put it that way,
Stay sidekick, Brody. We got our one. We got T'Challa. You can stay sidekick.
Or that would be a movie. The three kind of unintentionally competing to be Captain America. War Machine. I say Red Falcon because saying Falcon just doesn't feel right to me.
Sorry.
Red Falcon and Bucky.
I think it'd be cool if. What I would want to happen.
They all take up the mantle.
What I would
Team Captain America.
Team Cap. What I would want for my own, not feeling guilty about where the movies went, is I would want Falcon to become the new Captain America, but the Winter Soldier works with him as a partnership rather than like a hero sidekick kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, Bucky stays the Winter Soldier, Falcon becomes Captain America, and they have buddy movies where they're, like 3 times the movie they're like, remember when Steve was alive? Yeah, that was nice. Anyway, let's go throw some shields.
You know what it is? They're like the friends. Like when you have that one friend,
right?
That when the third friend isn't there, you feel awkward around.
Yeah.
like you're when all three of you are together, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
When that one mixing element isn't there, they're like, hey, see the new Star Wars?
I had these friends in high school, Cody and Robert. I'm still really close friends with Cody. I fell out of touch with Robert, but that's another story. But they'd hang out without me, and each other pairing, we'd hang out without the other one. But I was just like, what are they doing? I'm not. I imagine them just sitting alone in rooms, just be like, wish Austin were here. And I recognize that's just we're all the main characters of our own stories. They probably had a great time without me. It was just it's a funny thing what happens when I'm not around? We're a trio. How does that work? Even though I knew exactly how it worked when it was, one of them wasn't there.
No one wants to see Larry and Curly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're great, but, you need a Mo.
Right. They're all just going to cry about where's Mo? They're like, not now, Shemp. Fuck off, Shemp.
He kind of sticks his head in the door. Fuck you.
I was like, I wish Shemp would just die. And then he did. They felt terrible about it.
Died on a Skid Row flop house.
Found Shemp dead on a fucking toilet.
That fucking prostitute was like a main suspect. It was a prostitution thing gone awry. He was like not gonna pay her. She fucking killed him.
Stabbed him in the throat 6 times and poked his eyes out. Doesn't just put the hand up? Yeah, you'd think. After all these years, he would have thought to put his hand up. Nope.
That's why he was the worst stooge.
This is why you're fucking dead, Shemp. He got you in the eyes and then stabbed you in the throat. If you blocked the eyes, you could have bopped her right on the nose. Nope.
You could have swung around. You could have put a plank on your shoulder, swung around. Yep. Like you were distracted.
Giving her a fucking subdermal hematoma. Subdural?
Subdermal? I believe it's subdermal.
Brain hemorrhage.
So right now, I feel like... you ever see Goodfellas?
Yes.
All right. Well, the scene at the end, Joe Pesci.
When they're making Joe Pesci a made man, but instead they shoot him in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah. So I sort of feel that way, except that I think I'm walking to my death. Mm-hmm. Like I'm worried that you're driving me to work, but I may be taking an Uber home.
Damn.
Because I know we've kind of addressed it on the podcast, but I don't know exactly how much I've put out there, actually released.
This is where I shut the fuck up for my own safety.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
No, well, it's just I was hired in September. I was hired through a temp agency. And since then, they've hired 7 people after me as permanents through the company and not through the temp agency. That being said, they don't use the temp agency anymore. They are direct hiring. But why haven't they gotten to me yet? And then, to make matters worse, one of the people they hired was a temp that was hired after me, and they made her permanent. So I kind of jumped up 2 rings in the chain of command, where I went to my supervisor's supervisor, and I sent him an email. And then coincidentally, we are having an important meeting today.
Yeah, I don't think it has
anything to do with that, but it's like this would be the opportune time where right after the meeting, Chris, why don't you come over here for a second? Let's talk for a moment.
I heard you were talking shit.
Yeah, clean out your fucking locker and have a nice life.
Well, no, they say, hey, why don't you come here for a second? And they got a big old full cardboard box for you because they handled the locker during the meeting.
Yeah. So this could be the last CarCast.
Well,
yeah,
it's been fun.
It's been fun.
Those of you listening,
but it's one of those deals where I had to either they have to either shit or get off the pot, and for me to stick around.
You also had to shit or get off the pot, and you shit.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of where the shit landed.
Yeah. Because this is either going to make my life a lot better because they'll hire me, and if they hire me at the same rate they hired the new guys, it'll be a raise, and I'll be paying less for health insurance, and it'll be great. Or the more easier option is fuck you, you're nothing to us, and have a nice life. And to prove that we can't have any kind of uprising, or we have to squash this, nip it in the bud, get the fuck out of here.
And the fact that you see it as so binary, you could also just keep being strung the fuck along like you are right now.
Yeah, it could be also like,
this could also change nothing.
Yeah.
All you know.
Oh, I have someone whining. Yeah. If you don't like it, quit, asshole. You keep showing up.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep fucking you at the rate we're fucking you at.
Why would we hire you if you've kept working when we haven't hired you? We'll see, man.
I'm showing that I'm a stand-up guy, that I'll be here even for the less amount.
Right.
But not for long.
But if you'll be here for the less amount, why would they give you more?
I don't know.
Oh, we'll see. So,
every time I swipe my badge at the door, I'm waiting for a reject.
You want to use yours here just to be safe? Just to make sure?
Let's see.
You don't really have to. Do you want to?
Let's see.
All
Let's
right, here we go.
Let's give it a
Let's
give it the college try. Okay, that's good.
You're still allowed on site.
Yeah.
That's a start.
Well, they haven't turned me off yet. It's a Friday afternoon. Anyone who has the power to turn it off is probably getting ready to walk out the door.
See what happens, man.
And it's like it is kind of, I submitted it right on a Friday before we're all stuck to be. Well, we're not forced to be working overtime this weekend, but we kind of are.
Well, there was a voluntary overtime posting, but it is mandatory that we have some volunteers. If we don't have the skill set,
if we don't meet the requirements that we need,
then you are all coming in and working, which is silly to me. But
if you don't kill 30 people amongst yourselves, we'll kill 60.
Yeah, it's a Velcro experiment, except we get an extra $100 instead of killed. But this has been
this has been Two Strangers One Podcast. At least this iteration of it. Oh well, 6 years, we'll adapt and survive, and hope we may be back.
Yep. If it just kind of ends right now, I'm Austin.
I'm pretty sure I'll go to your house or something like that, or. Tori's not really feeling it right now. He kind of burned that bridge.
She's got the shits, so you can't come over. She's got the shits.
All right, we'll be back.
Maybe.
Let me do all my whole outro stuff. Please visit twostrangersonepodcast.net where you can find all things show related. You can find links to our iTunes page. You can download, subscribe to us on iTunes, on iPhone, iPad, or iPod. If you don't have an iPhone, iPad, or iPod, you can download us on the Stitcher app. That's STITCHER for Android devices. That's the Stitcher app. I use the available offline option and listen later option, so you don't have to kill your data, you don't have to kill your battery when your Wi-Fi spot. Get all the episodes you want to listen to, and listen to them later. And of course, we are available on the SoundCloud app. That is our hosting site. I make sure all the episodes are downloadable. I think on iPhones they are downloadable, but on Androids they aren't. So that's why I'm a little But if you go to the website on SoundCloud, you can find us and you can download them from there if you want to do. If you want to write to us, you can write to us at twostrangersonepodcast@gmail.com. That's all spelled out, twostrangersonepodcast. I got a brand new computer. Thank you to my dad for helping me out with basically a payment for the computer, because we're recording this on a new system, and it sounded good when I was recording earlier. So, thank you, Dad.
I'm sure it was the old computer holding you back and not this antique microphone.
The microphone has soul. It has spirit. It has
you guys seeing all this soul in the podcast?
I haven't. The funny thing is, with the new computer, I don't have time to sign into the email account right now, but no one writes us anyway. But if you want to write us, you can write us at twostrangersonepodcast.
Well, what happened to that one fan that writes all the time?
He fell off the fucking face of the earth. I don't know what happened.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
You think the Earth's flat? Oh, we got another hour to go then.
Well, let's go to the space station. Look. But yeah, but you can write to us at twostrangersonepodcast@gmail.com. We want your money. We need your money. And until we set up a Patreon, what you can do is you can share and like us on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/twostrangersonepodcast. Once again, all spelled out. And share this episode, like the page, share the entire page, and that'd be great. We also have a YouTube group, Two Strangers One Podcast Network. Let me see what else. We're on Twitter at Stranger Podcast. No, the episodes that are available online right now are really only for the past year. If you want to go back and listen to any of our other episodes from more than 5 years ago, we are on YouTube. Just search for Two Strangers One Podcast. You can find all the earlier 200 some odd shows. You can find my Stranger Vlogs, which I've done about 40 so far, and I have 2 in the pipe, and 2 up the butt, 2 in my anus, like a finger. And I also have my audiobook. If you want to hear my second book, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, you can listen to it totally for free on YouTube. Just search for Odd I See, A Tale from the Road. Also available on YouTube. And that's about it. I can't think of her speak on.
No, I got
you
nothing
never.
going on, man.
I was like, fuck that. I got shit I got to do.
If you guys can tell me how to beat this part of Zelda I'm stuck on, that'd be great. Shoot me an email. Thunderblight Ganon's a bitch.
Thunder Blight Ganon. So if you have any way to beat Thunder Blight Ganon, you can write to us at twostrangespodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks. Get some traffic in that email account. Bunch of people telling me how bad I am at the game.
That's like the first half of the game. Like, not even the first half.
Well, no, it's because you can tackle those dungeons in any order.
Oh, okay. Which I think is a total ripoff of Shadow of the Colossus, but for another day.
You can't tackle those in any order.
I guess.
Oh, you proved me wrong. I'm committing to
it. All right. Well, we certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening, had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to the Strangers One podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Austin.
Don't be a stranger. Peace. We're out. Bye.
Chocolate.
You should be fapping balls.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled C-O-L-O-N.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
yeah,
man.
Is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will totally read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right
No,
now.
sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.